Welcome back to another episode of the Akeem Adisa Show, Maximum Momentum. Today I want to deliver a message that could change the way you live from this day forward. It's a powerful message, yet one of my most powerful episodes thus far. Today's conversation about time as energy, schedules as direction, and calendar as a momentum maps. On that note, I want you to get ready to ignite your drive and build unstoppable momentum and achieve extraordinary results. I am your host, Akeem Adisa. I want to thank everyone for joining the episode again today. I truly appreciate you. And definitely today's episode will be a very, very one that you will remember. And the episode for today is a challenge. It's a mirror and maybe even a wake-up call. The title says it all. Show me your calendar and I will show you your future. Show me your calendar and I will show you your future. Your calendar isn't just a list of meetings and tasks. It's not. It's not all about the meeting. It's not all about the tasks. That's not what it's about. It's a prophecy of who you're becoming. It is a prophecy of who you are becoming. Every block of time is a seed planted in the soil of tomorrow. That is within your calendar. Think about it. In science, an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. The same is true with your life. It is definitely similar as our life. Your calendar is the external force that either accelerates your progress or decelerate your momentum. It can either do those two things. The calendar could act as a catalyst to accelerate your progress or not as a catalyst to decelerate your momentum. Your calendar is not just a tool. It is a formula for energy distribution. Your calendar is a formula for energy distribution. Every block is like a driving force. Every block in your calendar is like a driving force, pointing you toward or away from your destiny. It's a prophecy, a crystal ball. If you want to know where someone will be in 5 years, you don't need to read their vision board or their journal. You just need to pick at their weekly schedule. You see all the answers in the calendar. You see all the answers in their weekly schedule. Definitely within the calendar. The future isn't built by what you dream about. The future is built by what you schedule. Your action is recognized by what you schedule. Yes, it's that simple and that serious because your calendar reveals your priority. It also reveals your energy and your destiny. Those three things are very important. It reveals your priority, it reveals your energy, and it also reveals your destiny. So let me ask you this guided question, and I want you to sit with this question throughout the episode. Sit with this question throughout the episode. If I decided to look at your calendar right now, would I see your dream or your distraction? If I decided to look at your calendar, what do you think? What do you want me to see? Do you want me to see your dreams or do you want me to see your distraction? So during this episode, we are going to walk through 10 powerful segments that will help you see your calendar as a blueprint of your destiny. I want you to be able to look at your calendar and recognize it as a blueprint to your destiny. And that's why I'm providing this 10 powerful segment in this episode. So therefore, I want you to grab your phone, open your planner, pull up Google Calendar, whatever you use. By the end of this episode, you will have the tools to redesign your week, and in doing so, redesign your life. And I hope we're all ready for this. You will know how to design a calendar that acts like a rocket launch sequence, optimizing your energy, optimizing your momentum, and your direction toward success. So, the first segment I would like to expand on is the calendar prophecy. The calendar prophecy. Every calendar is like DNA. For those of you who remember your biology, DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid, is the DNA that have the information to make proteins in our body every single day. The DNA is the code, and it's also a code for your future. Your calendar is a code for your future. Every calendar tells a story. If I look closely at someone's schedule, you will see their values, their discipline, and their trajectory. If I see workouts and I see learning blocks and I see family dinner, and then I also see a growth session, I can predict a future of health, wisdom, connection, and progress. I can predict that. But if I see only empty space, distraction, and obligation to everyone but themselves, I can predict burnout. I can predict regrets. I can predict inertia. I can predict those things. So your calendar is kinetic energy in preview mode. It shows whether you're about to accelerate or decelerate. And that's what the calendar shows. That's what the calendar shows. Let's talk about time. Let's talk about the truth about time. Time is very precious. Time is one of those resources you cannot recycle. You cannot recycle time. Time is like energy. It can only be transferred or transformed. That's what time is like. We all get the same 24 hours. I get 24 hours. Oprah doesn't get 25 hours. Bezos doesn't get 26 hours. Like Musk doesn't get 40 hours a day. The only difference between someone who built $1 billion business and someone who stays stuck is how they allocate their hours. How they allocate their hours. So when we talk about time management, the calendar facilitates time management. Oprah, Bezos, and Musk doesn't get more hours than you or more hours than me, but the only difference is how they convert hours into high yield energy. High yield energy. And this is a trap. Being busy isn't the same as being effective. No. How many times have you said to yourself, I'm overwhelmed, but then look back and thought, did I actually accomplish anything that mattered today? I've done that. I've asked myself that same question multiple times. But here's the science. The average person spends 3 hours daily on social media. That is about 1,000 hours a year. So imagine what you can do with those hours. Imagine what you could do with those hours. I could learn a new language. I always want to learn Spanish. I could learn a new language or earn a degree, or you can earn a degree or start a business or build your health. That is enough energy to master a skills, earn a certificate, or launch a new business. So time is something that we cannot get back, but the calendar helps manage our time. If you open last week's calendar right now, did it reflect your future self, or just your current habits? Were you investing in your future or spending time? Or were you converting hours into momentum or leaking energy into distraction? Or are you working harder rather than smarter? Take a look at your calendar. I'm curious to know what it is. Send me a message. Send me a message. I'm curious to know what it is. Your calendar as a mirror of priority. Your calendar will reveal your true priority, not the one you say, but the one you actually live by. You know, actions speak louder than words. Calendar are like measuring device. They reveal what you truly accelerate toward. Your calendar doesn't lie. Your calendar does not lie. It reveals whether your words have weight or is just an empty space. You say health matters, but where is the workout block in the calendar? You say family is first, but where's the protected dinner night in the calendar? You say personal growth is important, right? But where's the study session? You know, years ago, I made this same mistake myself. I said I wanted to grow, but my calendar was full of everyone else's demands. My calendar was full of meetings. My calendar was full of favors and obligation. Nothing that built my vision. I made that same mistake years ago. My calendar actually exposed me. Not one slot for my own growth, and that is definitely sad. Not one slot for my own growth. The future that the calendar was taking me to was burnout. That future was burnout and frustration. So I was able to fix that right away. How did I fix it? I started scheduling my real priority first before anything else. And I noticed something. When it's on my calendar, it gets done. And when it's not, it disappears. I want to give you some teaching tools to manage your calendar effectively. I call it the 3 Ps of calendar priorities. 3P, the letter P. The first one is purpose. Purpose is schedule what energizes your mission. Schedule the things that shape your destiny. You want to schedule areas that focus on your direction and your vision. Remember, activity connected with kinetic energy for your mission is equal to stored potential energy. The second P is people. People. You want to block time for those who matter most. Focus on relationships that support you like the powerful gravitational force. The same force that the sun between the 9 and 8 planets within our solar system. That same type of force. The last P is progress. You want to add consistent growth block for intentional success. The block for intentional success. What I want you to do right now is write down one thing you say you value, but you don't see that on your calendar. I want you to commit by adding it to your calendar this week. Commit by doing that. Let's move on to energy. Let's explore energy and balance audit. Our future, your future, isn't just about how hard we work. It's about how well we recharge. Your calendar should not only show what you do, it should show how you recharge. Your calendar should show how you recharge. Your life, our life, is like a closed system. Energy in must be equal to energy out. If all we do is output, eventually burnout will take over. Think of your life like a battery. You wouldn't expect your phone to run without charging. No, you wouldn't expect that. So why do you expect yourself to? Think of it this way. Your future energy is shaped by your present calendar. If you schedule only tasks and action without recovery, the future will hold exhaustion. The future will hold regrets. But if you block time for workout, you blocking time for rest, you block time for learning and play, the future will hold resilience. When I started blocking energy time, workout, reading, journaling, even at 30 minutes of silence, my output doubled. Without a doubt, my output doubled. Not because I worked more hours, but because I worked with more power. I'm working with more power. So this is what I want you to do. When you take a look at your calendar, I want you to go through your week. Highlight draining activities in your calendar. I also want you to highlight energizing activities in your calendar as well. What I want you to do is rebalance by making sure that energy givers are present as energy takers. We must balance the equation to ensure that the energy input is equal to energy output. Let's think about the soccer players. Let's think about the soccer players and all the other athletes around the world. Athletes know this is true. They schedule recovery days with the same seriousness as training days. Why? Because the future of their performance depends on today's rest. The future of their performance depends on today's rest. The athletes schedule recovery days with the same seriousness as training days. They do. So leaders and teachers, entrepreneurs and dreamers, police officers, we must do the same. Your calendar isn't just a map of walk and walk and walk. No, it's your energy infrastructure. Your calendar is your energy infrastructure. If the infrastructure collapses, the city, your future goes dark. That's it. So your calendar has to ensure that indicate both recovery time and training time. So I want to ask you this question. Do you have recovery on your calendar, or are you running on empty? If you do not have recovery on your calendar, I want to encourage you to please indicate recovery time in your calendar. Let's talk about the two types of calendar. There are two kinds of calendar. There are the strategic calendar and reactive calendar. Strategic calendar and reactive calendar. Strategic calendar is future driven. Strategic calendar is future driven. It's proactive, consistent, and it ties to vision. Every block of time connects to a long-term goals. A reactive calendar, on the other hand, it fills up with emails and interruption, obligation, leading to a future of regrets. So a reactive calendar is accidental, full of other people's priorities. It's full of other people's priorities. So this actually ties directly to my success formula. Where success comes from combining clarified, strategize, execute, energize, and adapt. So when we talk about strategize means designing your calendar around tomorrow dreams, not today distraction, but around tomorrow dreams. That's what we talk about strategize. When we talk about implement strategize, in our calendar. Here are 3 practical tools that I want to leave you with on how to strategize your calendar. Number 1, time blocking. I call that energy concentration. You protect concentrated flow of energy for future projects. Schedule a 90 minutes focus interval to accelerate progress. The second one is team days. I call that directional momentum. Directional momentum. You actually assign days to prioritize, you assign days to priorities that shape tomorrow. For example, you dedicate Monday for planning. You could dedicate Tuesday for content creation. You can dedicate Friday for networking. The next practical tool is sequencing, something that I call conservation of energy, where you look at your calendar, you reduce wasted time and increase future gain. Reduce wasted time and increase future gain. Truthfully, when I use the team days, my productivity elevated, where Tuesday were always, for me, podcast and prep. My Tuesday, that's what I use my Tuesday for, no exception. So that rhythm created momentum for me. And my Friday is what I use for networking days, where I use that as an opportunity to network. Now, if I decided to open your calendar, would I see your goals or would I see just noise? I want to see your goals when I open your calendar. You should want to see your goals when you open your calendar. The next segment is about adaptation and action. Adaptation and action. The future is unpredicted. We don't know. There are emergencies and illness and setback. They will come. But here's the truth. Your future isn't destroyed by destruction. It's shaped by how you adapt. It's shaped by how you adapt. The difference is, life gets messy, is how you adapt. When I first committed to writing my book, I had a clear calendar mapped out. I had the entire calendar mapped out. Writing hours, search blocks, editing session, and life threw me a curveball. Unfortunately, life threw me a curveball. And then I ended up having like unexpected troubles and work demands, family responsibility. So my original writing calendar was upside down, literally upside down. But instead of giving up on the project, I adapted. I didn't give up. I just have to adapt. So I modified my blocks to shorter, more focused session. I did 300 to 500 words here, an outline there, editing during the weekend. So those concentrated flow of energy compounded. They compounded before you know it, page by page and chapter by chapter, everything came together. So the lesson from this is the future as an author isn't built on perfect condition. It's built on consistency and being able to adapt. And it's also built on resilience. Consistency, resilience, and also being able to adapt. So advice I would give is create flex blocks in your calendar. Those unwanted hours that will observe the unexpected. If nothing comes up, use them for growth. They will absorb the life surprises and ensure you still move forward. Many years ago, when I was juggling graduate school, my career, and launching my business, my calendar was my catalyst. Every paper had a time slot. Every executive business meeting had a block. Every leadership project had its space in my calendar. My future degrees, my business, my personal growth were developed exponentially out of those scheduled block in my calendar. And that's how I utilize my calendar to my benefit. I make sure that every action and every direction were effective. Now, without a calendar, without structure, energy was wasted. Stress mounted. Opportunity slipped through my finger. So the lesson is this: your future will always follow your calendar. Your future will always follow your calendar. A future without scheduling is like a car without gas. You will not move forward. And if you do move forward, you may not make it far. So therefore, we must schedule our activities in our calendar. Let's talk about some common mistakes when it comes to utilizing a calendar. Some of the common mistakes, which is unfortunate, by the way. Let's talk about a few of this mistake that rob people of their future. The first mistake is, I don't need a calendar. I will just remember. What? No, you will not remember everything. We all need a calendar. Memories sometimes fade. The calendars preserve the future. The second mistake is, calendar makes me rigid. That's wrong. Calendar make me free. The freedom to design your future is powerful because freedom isn't doing anything anytime, it's just having control. So being able to design your future is a gift. Using a calendar will help us do so. Another common mistake is, I will start scheduling when life slows down. No. If you're busy today, the future demands you schedule even more carefully. So, to schedule more carefully, you need a calendar. We all need a calendar to schedule our future. A question to you: which one of those common mistakes has been stealing your future time? Which one of those mistakes has been holding you back? I'm curious to know what they are. Here's your assignment. And this is about the calendar audit challenge. I want you to open your calendar wherever you're listening or watching from. If you're on the continent of Africa, on the continent of Europe, Australia, North and South America, Asia, wherever you listen from, wherever you're watching from, I want you to circle everything that aligns with your future vision in your calendar. Second task: cross out distraction. Distraction energy leaks. Cross it out in your calendar. What I want you to do is add one group block this week. Share your new calendar setup with a friend or even with me online. I'm willing to take a look at it for accountability. If you do not have a calendar, please, I encourage you, get one as soon as possible. We all need a calendar so we can schedule our future. Start inputting everything that aligns with your future in your calendar. Start putting them in your calendar. I would like to do a quick activity with you. And this activity, I call it the future calendar exercise. I want you to imagine what your future calendar will look like 5 years from now. What does it look like? Morning workout, creative days, business lunches, family vacation, having a family, getting married, graduation, buying a house. Just imagine becoming a multimillionaire. Now pull one element of that future calendar into this week. That's how you start living your future today. You don't schedule for tasks, but you also schedule for transformation. You're scheduling for transformation. Always schedule for transformation. Let's close with this. Your calendar is a compass. Your calendar is an engine. Your calendar is an energy map. Every block you schedule is a driving force pushing you toward or away from your dream or from your future. Every habit you implement creates momentum. Every adjustment you make ensures direction. So your calendar reveals whether you are clarifying your goals, strategizing wisely, executing daily, energizing your journey, and adapting when life changes. Your calendar isn't just about today, it's also about tomorrow. Every block you set is a seed planted in your future. Every commitment you protect is a future outcome secured. So let me ask you, if I look at your calendar 30 days from now, would I see the future you dream about or just distraction? I'm curious. But I will leave you with the same guiding question I asked at the start of this episode. And the question is, if I look at your calendar right now, would I see your dream or your distraction? I believe that I would see your dream and not your distraction after watching this episode. So the next time someone asks me about your future, I would just say, show me your calendar, because the truth is simple. Your future isn't written in the star, it's written in your schedule. Your future isn't written in the star, it is written in your schedule. The law of success follows the same law of physics. Energy must be directed. Your vision must be directed. Your goal must be directed. Your mission must be directed. Your momentum must be maintained. Your trajectory must be set. All of that is catalyzed in your calendar. All of that is catalyzed in your calendar. I want to thank you for joining me on the Akeem Adisa Show, Maximum Momentum. Please subscribe, like, follow the platform if you enjoyed the content of this episode. Also follow me on Instagram, Twitter X, TikTok, Facebook. You can always watch and listen on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Podcaster, Podcast Index, and Pocket Cast. That's a lot. Keep pushing forward, keep growing, and keep building your maximum momentum. Until next time, keep clarifying, keep strategizing, keep executing, keep energizing, and keep adapting.